These particular allegations are remarkably concerning.
New tonight, 2 young men arrested after last week's fireworks attack in downtown Spokane left one man with severe injuries to his hand. What we learned tonight. Plus, the family of one of the University of Idaho murder victims plans to sue Washington State University. We'll tell you why tonight.
Mostly cloudy and mild the next couple of days before the chance of rain and warmer temperatures arrive this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. New tonight, a week after police say they tossed a firework out of a car in downtown Spokane, severely injuring a person on the sidewalk. Police have identified and charged 2 suspects. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us more about the 2 men and the victims' injuries.
Theodore Waymiller and Samuel Hopper are both facing 2 counts of first-degree assault charges for an incident that happened here at the intersection of 2nd and Wall in downtown Spokane.
I know he's a warm-hearted person.
Samuel Hopper's father spoke before a Spokane County judge Wednesday afternoon as his son appeared in court along with Theodore Waymiller. Both men, confirmed to be students at Gonzaga University, are charged with assault after Spokane police say they threw a lit firework from a car near 2nd and Wall in downtown Spokane. Police say it happened just after midnight on November 8th. The suspects, they say, drove away right after. Investigators later released this photo of the car as they asked for tips identifying the people inside. The firework flew into a group of bystanders, hurting 2 people identified in court documents as David Best and a teenage girl referred to as JG. That firework, court documents show, landed on JG's lap. Best grabbed the firework and tried to throw it away when it exploded in his hand. He was taken to Deaconess Hospital, where documents reveal massive injuries to his hand prompted doctors to send him to Harborview Hospital in Seattle for surgery. As of Wednesday night, Spokane police officers say he's still recovering from severe injuries. JG received a small burn on her finger that documents show didn't require medical attention.
And that is mostly because of the heroics of this gentleman who jumped in and removed that device from her.
Both Hopper and Waymiller turned themselves into police Wednesday morning, more than a week after the incident. Both were booked into the Spokane County Jail. Hopper's attorney argued the alleged action was random, and his client came forward after hearing about the seriousness to Best's injuries.
My first phone call with him took quite a bit of time to get through because of the emotions that he was displaying after hearing about somebody was injured.
The judge scheduled both Waymiller and Hopper's arraignment for November 25th at 9:30 a.m., while also saying the crime in question is worrisome for the community.
The question for the court is the nature of these particular allegations. These particular allegations are remarkably concerning.
Tonight, GU released a statement following their court appearance, saying in part, Gonzaga University was deeply saddened to learn that 2 GU students may have been involved in a violent incident that occurred in downtown Spokane earlier this month, in which a person was seriously injured. The university extends our prayers and concern for the injured, as well as all who were traumatized. You can read the full statement on our website. Both suspects' bonds are each set at $25,000. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, let's talk weather on this Wednesday with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legout joining us in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, noticeably colder tonight. How far are temperatures dropping tonight?
Oh man, they're going to keep dropping, and they've already dropped quite a bit. Check it out, 36 degrees is where we sit right now, and it is likely we get down into the low 30s. Check out that dew point though. Dew point of 33 and our temperatures dropping, calm winds, a little bit of moisture in the low atmosphere. It is likely we see a little patchy fog, but it's also likely it is not widespread because we're starting to already build in a little bit of cloud cover ahead of a little disturbance sliding by to our south. That throws a couple of stray showers at areas down to the south, but for us, it throws a little cloud cover in and stirs our atmosphere. So there is probably going to be patchy fog. And with temperatures down near freezing, it is probably going to be freezing fog. Not overly widespread, and by tomorrow afternoon, we're back to partly cloudy skies, somewhat like what we did today. 45 for a high tomorrow, 44 on Friday. This weekend, we warm up as rain makes its way back into the forecast, but we only warm up to cool down, and we're talking that cool down coming up in the full forecast. Mark?
All right, sounds good. Jeremy will check back in with you later in the show. The family of Kaylee Gonzalez, one of the 4 University of Idaho students murdered by Brian Kohberger back in 2022, plans to sue Washington State University. Kohberger was working on a PhD in criminology at WSU at the time of the murders. The Gonzalez family said in a statement they're looking for accountability from the university. The family goes on to say they want to understand what went wrong and to ensure no other family endures the same tragedy. We learned earlier this year WSU students and faculty expressed concerns about his misogynistic behavior. Court documents show one professor even told a colleague once the university gives Koberger a PhD, he will become a professor who is, quote, harassing, stalking, and sexually abusing his students, end quote. WSU President Elizabeth Cantwell said in a statement the university cannot comment in detail, but she extended her condolences and says she stands with all who are mourning. Gunmaker Sig Sauer is facing new legal problems here in Washington state. A lawsuit claiming that one of their models, the P320 handgun, is defective. The lawsuit states Sig defectively designed the pistol, leading to claims that the firearm discharges even while holstered, leading to grave injuries. It lists 32 other federal cases filed across the country, many on behalf of police officers or federal agents whose duty weapons fired unintentionally. Earlier this year, the State Criminal Justice Training Commission banned the P320 at all facilities that train police recruits. Plaintiff Patrick Schreiber seeks unspecified damages from Sig Sauer for violations of the Washington Consumer Protection Act. However, the company has maintained the P320 cannot fire without a trigger pull. One man is dead after jumping into the Spokane River while trying to flee police. Spokane Tribal Police say officers tried to make contact with a 42-year-old man who had active warrants for his arrest in Lincoln and Stevens counties, as well as Minnesota. STB says the man fled from officers near the junction of the Spokane and Columbia rivers, leading them on a chase. The man then jumped over an embankment into the Spokane River and did not resurface. The police department says the incident is under investigation and asks anyone with relevant information to contact Spokane Tribal detectives at that number right there on your screen. All right, don't go to bed just yet. Spokane Regional Emergency Communications is wrapping up weeks of testing on a new AI triage system set to handle non-emergency calls from all across Spokane County. But first, it's been 3 weeks since the Spokane City Council unanimously approved the Safe and Accessible Spaces Ordinance. How the community is reacting to the changes, coming up in just 90 seconds.